Okay, good morning and good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are in the world tonight. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. Hope you all are well. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to those people in the comment section who are getting involved in the conversation that we're having after the shows, the videos I do. After the live shows, there's comments in the comment section. And people are having good conversations. I'm loving it. You know, I might not agree with all your comments, you know, I'm not expecting you to agree with my views and comments, nor should you expect me to agree with all your comments. But respectful, and we can have some articulate conversations, at least debating our views and having a good, healthy conversation. That is the main thing. So thank you all so much for that. So I'm going to do a series of videos, not just one video, a series of videos of things I hear across the boxing world, which are, to me, flawed. Things I hear across the boxing world that make me think, really? I mean, and it's usually things said by people who, A, have an agenda. We all have an agenda. We put things out. But it's usually an agenda with some slant to it. Or just people don't know what we're talking about. So here's the first thing tonight. It's Anatoly Lomachenko, the savior of boxing, is going to be helping Usyk fight Anthony Joshua. But you know what? Don't listen to it for me. You can actually hear it from one of the mainstream medias. Let's bring this up. Let's get the full screen for you. Yep. So it says here, Anthony Joshua warned. Let me get this stupid ad out of the way. Thank you, Google. No, I don't want to see the ad. I'm just in the ad. Can we get rid of the ad? Oh my gosh, I don't want the ad. Oh, so dumb. Anyway, Anthony Joshua warned that Alexander Usyk has returned to a reverted old amateur mentor, Anatoly Lomachenko, the father of former 3-division champion Vasily, ahead of world heavyweight title bout. Alexander Usyk has turned to his amateur mentor for his Anthony Joshua fight. Joshua will look to defend the WBA, IBF, and WO straps against Usyk. Lomachenko, the father of Vasily, will train Usyk for the showdown. The change was revealed by Bob Arum, Lomachenko's promoter, to Sky Sports. Joshua has been warned that Alexander Usyk has returned to his amateur mentor, Anatoly Lomachenko, ahead of the duo's world heavyweight title bout. Joshua was set to defend his WBA, WBO, IBF straps against mandatory challenger Usyk on September the 25th, and his opponent has made a change in his team in a bid to turn to pull off a stunning triumph. Anatoly is the trainer and father of former 3-division champion Vasily Lomachenko, a friend of Usyk, and Bob Arum has revealed he will work closely with the Ukrainian for the showdown. Let me caution you something, because even though I don't promote him, I consider him a really good friend, and that's Alexander Usyk. The reason I know him so well is he's a best friend of Vasily Lomachenko, Arum told Sky Sports. Igor Klimas, who is the manager of both, I talked with him, and he talked with the father of Lomachenko, who he calls Papi Lomachenko, who is the trainer of all these Ukrainian Olympians, and he's agreed to train Usyk properly for the fight. I'm telling you, don't think that Joshua is a cakewalk. He's a really tough fight for Usyk, who is a terrific boxer. His father wouldn't train anyone else, but he will train Usyk because Usyk is like family. Usyk geared up for his decision win over Derek Chisora, a fight judged by many to have been tougher contest than predicted with Yuri Tachenko, but now appears to be pulling out all the stops to down Joshua. Promoter Eddie Hearn has confirmed the clash is scheduled for the date of late September, and Tottenham Football Ground is likely to host. Usyk versus Joshua, don't want to say 2 weeks as you guys are bored of me saying that. Hearn said on Instagram Live, 25th of September is the date, but we knew it was in Tottenham Hotspur for a while. Meanwhile, Joshua's been described as the best athletic heavyweight in the last 20 years by cruiserweight Tony Bellew. Oh my God. That opinion would place Joshua above Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Bellew insists that the Watford-born superstar is on another level to everybody else. Talking to TalkSport, he said, I know exactly how good Usyk is. He's an amazing talent. Best fighter I've fought, but I don't believe he's big enough and dangerous enough to cause AJ problems. Well, he's big enough to cause him problems, but I don't think he'll last long enough to defeat him. But he will cause problems while he's standing, and AJ is going to have to get rid of him. He'll put the pressure on, make him pay for every single thing he earns in there. AJ is the best athletic heavyweight I've seen in the last 2 decades. As an athlete, mate, he's unbelievable. He's got unbelievable specimen. He really is. The power he can move at, the speed he can move at, the dexterity, it's unbelievable. He's on another level to everyone else. He's just got to keep on improving on that boxing IQ, which he has. He showed against Andrew Ruiz in the rematch how unbelievable he was. Well, unbelievable. That's going a bit too far, I would say. You know, but again, it's Tony Bellew's opinion, and Tony Bellew is entitled to his opinion. However, I wouldn't call Anthony Joshua unbelievable. I would say he's a good boxer in the last 20 years. So, what, 2020? In 2000. Well, in the year 2000, I believe Lennox Lewis was still boxing, wasn't he? 2001, Lennox Lewis. I'm sure Evander Holyfield was still boxing. He's not been a best athletic boxer for the last heavyweight for the last 20 years. Lennox was more athletic than Joshua. Anyway, that's beside the point. So this is the thing I'm going to talk about. I don't know why. I'm befuddled why Lomachenko, Papi Lomachenko or Papa Lomachenko gets all this praise. You've got Derek James, who is got 2 pound-for-pound fighters in Errol Spence and Jim Ochala. 2 unified champions in his stable. I think so. You had Roger Mayweather, rest in peace, Roger, who trained Floyd Mayweather to win all of his fights. There's 2 trainers already. You have James Ali Bashir, who actually took Usyk to his first world title win at cruiserweight. And other trainers. Now, yes, Lomachenko's won titles at 3 different weights, and that's fine. Oh, let's add David Haye as well. There's no way that Joshua was more flexible or more athletic than David Haye. So forget that one as well. But let's go back to my point. Lomachenko trained his son. He's won 3 titles at 3 different weights. Okay, fine, great, fantastic. So did Adrian Broner. My point is this. It's not that Lomachenko hasn't lost before. Lomachenko's lost before. Lomachenko lost against Toledo. Papa Lomachenko was in that corner. Lomachenko lost to Lopez. Papa was in that corner. And there is a common theme between those 2 losses. Both guys came to fight. Both guys were rugged. Both guys went out to rough Lomachenko up. And they didn't give a damn about all that matrix crap. If you look at the Lomachenko fight with Lopez, Papa Lomachenko was in the ring that night, yeah? That was his trade. He trained Lomachenko that night. It's his son. And he knew long and hard and well, right, that Lomachenko was in with a guy that was going to take his head off his shoulders. A guy that could have knocked Lomachenko out. He saw the punching power of Lopez and went, nah. So for the first 6 rounds, Lomachenko was basically on the back foot and he did not want to engage with Lopez. That Lopez had a 2-fisted attack, young, hungry, and looking to knock the dust off of Lomachenko's chin and knock him out cold. Okay, that's a facts. It's not fiction. It was facts. He was in the corner, and for 6 rounds he did nothing. He tried to wait until Lopez ran out of steam. Okay, Lopez is inexperienced fighting at that level, you know, undisputed. That's a big jump for the young man. And as you saw later on in the fight, when Lomachenko started putting pressure on Lopez, Lopez started to panic. And people say, oh, well, Lomachenko could have won that fight. And that's why we need a rematch. If you'd got your tactics together in the first place, that wouldn't have happened. So that's 2 fights your son has lost. You've been in the corner of. You're going to get Usyk in the ring now to fight Joshua, who's got a 2-fisted attack, who's going to be coming to tuck your fighter's head off his shoulders. And you're the man who's the savior of boxing. You can't even get your damn son to win a fight, an undisputed title. And somehow, you're going to find a way for Usyk to beat Joshua. Heavyweight boxing is very different to lighter weight division boxing. Very, very, very different. Very, very different. The things you can get away with and train as a middleweight and a lightweight is different as a heavyweight. First of all, a heavyweight doesn't have to make weight, whereas all these other weight divisions have to make weight. And that style of boxing, that pit-a-pat boxing, if you've got a guy who can take that pit, walk through it, and land big bombs, and you can't keep the guy off, you've got a problem in the heavyweight division. Because one punch in the heavyweight division, you're out. Lights are out. So it's every move you make in the heavyweight division is like a ticking time bomb. So all this talk about Lomachenko and his father, it's like the way people talk about Lomachenko and his father is like Lomachenko's father is this brilliant tactician. It's not. They talk about him like he's a man. He's not. He hasn't brought home an undisputed title yet. They've been unified. Okay, they've been undisputed. So where are we going with this conversation? So this is why I say that people talk absolute rubbish. Yes, Usyk may beat Anthony Joshua. He may do that. But if we look at Usyk's performances, are you going to suggest that Lomachenko, Lomachenko never had anything to do with Usyk when he fought Derek Chisora? Had nothing to do with when he fought Tony Bellew. It had nothing to do with him when he fought Gassiev. He never had anything to do with all those fights. And then he's suddenly going to step in and help Usyk for this fight. Absolute rubbish. Wouldn't do that. So Lomachenko's father would not help Usyk prepare for the Chisora fight. That's absolute rubbish. I don't believe it. I don't believe it 1 second, because I remember when Usyk was preparing for the Chisora fight. Oh, Lomachenko's going to help him out. He's training with Lomachenko. He's training with Lomachenko. And you've seen the garbage that Usyk has produced at heavyweight so far. Not even heavyweight. Look what he's done at cruiserweight. You had Tony Bellew outboxing him. So I'm sorry. Somebody, like I said, Lomachenko training Usyk. So what? So what? And I hope if he doesn't go according to plan, that people will still see Lomachenko's father was in that corner. But it doesn't bode well looking at his track record against power punchers that can actually fight, are young, are coming to have a war. So far, it's 0-2 for Lomachenko's father. That's where I look at it. The Salido fight and the Lopez fight. They were clueless for 6 rounds. He was in that corner with his son. Why didn't the great Lomachenko come up with a strategy then? Well, nobody will see that. Forget about that. if Derek Chisora is giving Usyk problems, what is going to happen? So what's going to change so dramatically against Anthony Joshua? He's not going to get any faster. He's not suddenly going to change his style. Not now. So when he gets hit, we've seen what happens when Lomachenko gets hit. We saw what happened when he got hit against Chaz Witherspoon. He didn't like it. He didn't want it. He wasn't interested. And he's not stabbed as another cop. So I don't know this whole Usyk thing and Lomachenko father. There's a lot more, as far as I'm concerned, more that biased, mainstream media garbage. And Bob Arum should know better. He's a good trainer. He's good. But he's not the great that everyone puts him out to be. He's not. There are other established trainers in the world that have done more things than Lomachenko's father. And even a Lomachenko style, it's not original. Yeah, what Lomachenko's achieved with Courtenay Whitaker, you couldn't. If you want to talk about Matrix, look at Courtenay Whitaker doing it against absolute Hall of Fame fighters, Oscar De La Hoya and the likes. And when they're in their prime, not when they're old, he's doing that stuff when they're in their prime. And these guys will go down of Hall of Fame legends. How many fighters has Lomachenko beat that will go down in professional boxing that are going to be Hall of Fame legends? Think about it first. Think about it. Now, again, I'm not knocking Lomachenko's father. He's a good trainer. And the more good trainers we have in the world of boxing, the better. But again, I'm here to bring balance and put things in their proper perspective. And he's not this great trainer that everyone's selling him out to be. Sorry. That's more that mainstream media, biased, stroke racist, stroke card pushing agendas. Let's go to someone like Brendan Ingle. How many world titles has Brendan Ingle and titles has Brendan Ingle won as a trainer? There are other trainers out there that are better. So here we go. 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 This is the sort of nonsense that we usually get in the chat section. Here we go. Usyk took some bombs from Gassiev. Areola said Gassiev is one of the hardest punches he's been in with, and they sparred with big gloves. Stavern knocked Areola out. End of conversation. So my point is this. Areola, Gassiev is not Anthony Joshua. Gassiev hasn't even made his heavyweight yet. I didn't know Gassiev was fighting Usyk for the heavyweight championship of the world. Didn't know that. Didn't know it was a sparring session. Didn't know that. The last thing I saw was Gassiev fighting Usyk at cruiserweight. And now the fight is going to be on September 25th against Anthony Joshua. If you're not sure about that, we can always go back to the article just to remind you that the fight is against Anthony Joshua. Yeah. Anthony Joshua has been warned that Alexander Usyk has returned to his amateur mentor, Anatoly Lomachenko. Where's Gassiev got to do this? What has Gassiev got to do this? Absolutely nothing. Here we go. More rubbish talking. Areola has been in with Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly Klitschko didn't knock out. Vitaly Klitschko didn't knock out Areola. Bermain Stavern did. Okay. So it has some credence. No, it doesn't. What does Areola have to do with Anthony Joshua? It's nothing to do. I didn't know that by Areola sparring with Gassiev, that says something about Usyk's chin. Doesn't tell me anything at all. I don't know what the sparring was like. I don't know what the conditions of sparring was like. The conditions of sparring might have been body sparring. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. All I know is what I saw when Chaz Witherspoon, Chinny didn't like it. And you will see when he gets hit by Anthony Joshua, what we'll see then, what Usyk's about. But, you know, we'll see. But again, the hype about Anatoly Lomachenko is too much. It's too much. And it's not based on any form or factor of really real. How many Hall of Fame legends did Lomachenko beat on his way up to becoming 3-weight world champion? People will knock Adrian Broner for winning a world title of 3 different weight divisions, and they knocked him for that. How many Hall of Fame legends has Lomachenko beat? Got beat by Salido. Got beat by Lopez. The great Lomachenko. Let me just leave that right there and let that sink in for a minute. Let that sink in. And you're going to call this guy a great trainer. Let that sink in. Let it sink in and sink in. I don't like to hear the truth, but it is what it is. I'm not lying. I'm not fabricating. It's there for you all to see. All there for you to see. Right. That's. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of Lomachenko's father, and the talk about Lomachenko's father? Do you think he's the savior of boxing? Do you think he's one of the greatest trainers of all time? Do you think he's one of the best trainers in the world today? Where would you rank him as a trainer? And why would you rank him as a trainer? And where does he fit in the world of world-class trainers? And do you think the quality of opponents that a fighter fights and gets beat by, should his trainer be ranked by the defeats that fighter has? Because surely the trainer's given him the tactics to fight. In both the Salido fight, okay, the Salido fight, he wasn't experienced. But didn't Lomachenko have all those amateur bouts? You see, people pick and choose when it suits them. He had all those, so he had all that experience. People say, no, he's not experienced enough as a pro. Okay, fine. But there are other guys that go, he fought in the pros for too long. He can be fast-tracked. So make your mind of what it's going to be. Has he got experience or haven't you got experience? It's like the same rubbish they said about Floyd and Canelo. Oh, yeah. Well, when Canelo fought Floyd, Canelo wasn't experienced. Well, he had 40-odd fights, and he wasn't experienced. Absolute rubbish. Again, it's just excuses. But when you look at the excuses and you take a look deeper into what is said, and you do your research, you think to yourself, wow, hold on. This is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And Anatoly Lomachenko is absolutely number one for getting great press. Absolutely, he is. He is. Again, I'm not saying he's not a good trainer, but I'm not here to blow smoke up people's asses who have done not great things. He's not done anything great. Like I said, Adrian Broner won world titles at 3 different weights. And he fought Manny Pacquiao as well. And Sean Porter. Right? You know, and Mikey Garcia. He won those fights, but I'm saying he moved up in weight and he fought those guys. So it's not like before people say, oh, it's because he's white. No. Broner, as I said, went out and fought in 3 weight divisions. But people don't really look at Broner as a 3-weight world champion. They should. As they look at Lomachenko as a 3-weight world champion. They should. And then, again, Lomachenko, never been undisputed. Crawford was undisputed. Yeah. Hold on. This guy got beat, Lomachenko. Is he going to go down to be an all-time great? I don't think so. Crawford wins, becomes undisputed champion. But somehow, Lomachenko's pound for pound number 1. Ahead of guys like Canelo and Crawford. At least Crawford won the undisputed title and moved up in weight. I'm just saying. That's all. Damn, Josh Taylor's undisputed champion and looking to move up. Is anyone going to turn around and say that Josh Taylor's trainer is great? He's one of the greatest trainers. Josh Taylor's trainer. Really? It's undisputed. Bomac, who trains Terence Crawford. Is he not a good trainer? Is he not one of the best trainers in the world? I don't hear them jumping up and down about Bomac. Damn good job that guy. And there are other trainers in the world that deserves recognition and should have smoke blown up their ass who've achieved a lot more. So, and James Alibashir on this channel doesn't get half the credit that he deserves working with some of the fighters that are in the world. Look what he's doing with Sorenko. Nobody wanted to touch Sorenko in Ukraine. And look what Bashir's done with him, built him up and worked with him. Huh? These are things that people don't think about. So, just want to put that out there. Now, and I'm going to go on to my next video in a minute. There's a few videos I'm going to go and do tonight. And just to let you all know, Mr. Ruben Guerrero, that one of the commissioners, not the commissioners, one of the inspectors at the of Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, has been sacked, been fired. This is a guy that was checking the gloves, checking the water. He's been fired. Thank you to Drew Titan for exposing this information. I will talk a bit about it later as well. So rate, subscribe, leave your comments, and also check out BWTM TV, which is on, if you've got an Android phone, download it. It's free. You can download it so you get all the latest videos on the Android. And it's not just boxing, entertainment, gaming, news, features, music. Download the app. It's free. It's on Android. So if you've got an Android phone, you can download it. It's free of charge. And get on it and get downloading. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.